Sure. So my answer to this question is actually the same for both parts of this question. And I think that would probably be take advantage of the resources around me. And so, I mean, Suffolk, it's not necessarily that you're just only getting, the world-class education around you, but you also have, access to all of these world-class resources as well, and people and professors and tools. And I was very fortunate and thankful to be able to network and to, meet coaches and peers and have professors who, if you just take 5 minutes after class and, get to actually know the people around you and have, coffee with a professor or just, even have a conversation with them, you'd be surprised how far that can go and how much that can impact your entire trajectory. For example, I was a PR and marketing major, and Greg Gatlin, who is now the VP of communications, he was my intro to PR 101. He was my professor. And I think he's not, I think he was like rotating I don't know if he teaches classes regularly, but he just so happened to be. And I kind of asked how he like landed in this role, if he teaches normally and things like that. And, he has so much experience in the industry, and to not take advantage of that opportunity and the people around you. And so I ended up asking him if I could just sort of lurk around his office for like an hour a week as part of my work study. I mean, I'm sure most of you, if you haven't already taken advantage of the work study in the athletic department, because it's by far the best work study program on campus, and I think everyone can attest to that. I was able to split my work study program between the athletic department and then 1 hour a week in his office, just getting to know a little more about what they do and PR and public affairs. And it was a very different world from what you're learning in the classroom. But then that led me to one of his contacts having an internship opening, and he just helped me make that connection. And that led to the next internship, which led to the next internship. And it's all about the relationships you build, and especially in PR. I mean, that's what the industry is all about, is building relationships and sort of networking. And that's honestly, I can honestly say that I've not applied for a single job since I have graduated college. It's all been through networking and relationships and either being recruited in that sense. And it all started from one conversation in my PR 101 class with Greg Gatlin, which is, I know it's kind of crazy to say that, but and that was, I feel like I barely scratched the surface from using those resources. So I can only imagine if I had done it more, what would that have turned into?
Great, thank you very much. Erin, how about you?
So I have two things. So first of all, I guess I lied a little bit. So I had a deep passion. I wanted to be a police detective before I wanted to be a lawyer. And I went to Suffolk University, and there was this class, and it was essentially like forensic science for police officers class. And I was like, I got to take this class. I got to take it. It ended up being all biochemistry majors, and I was so lost, so confused. I did horrible, but Suffolk University gave me so many opportunities to really kind of weed out within my major or outside my major. I mean, I took marketing classes. I took so many different classes, but kind of stayed focused. So thank God I took that class. And then I was like, all right, I'm done with that. I'm gonna carry on to be a lawyer. That's behind me. I know I can't do that, but it gave me so many opportunities. And kind of tying that in, just take advantage of every single thing you can. One of the biggest things I regret is I never studied abroad. It's huge at Suffolk. They have so many opportunities. I know with COVID that's kind of on pause, but there were so many opportunities. People were going to Spain, Italy. They were doing all these amazing programs, and it's something that I never took advantage of. And it was something that I always wanted to do. So take every class you can. If you see anything that interests you, I took a domestic terrorism class that was amazing. I took marketing, I took advertisement, I took something almost in every major. And it really just opens your eyes, and that's kind of how you can have a kind of fast track to really what you want to do, because you're going to be able to see how people are in all different environments. So just take advantage of everything you can. Suffolk offers so many extracurricular activities or opportunities. You just want to soak it all up when you're in college.
Great. Thank you very much, Erin. Lauren, how about you?
Um, so two things for me, I think that I took advantage of and would encourage others to also is just Suffolk's. I think this is something that the school has always prided itself on, but close proximity to the downtown Boston area and just to surrounding internships. So, Suffolk is right in the center of everything. And I had an internship my junior year at the Boston Globe and then the Boston Celtics my senior year. So those were really two huge boosters on my resume. And I could leave for work at the Celtics like 5 minutes before I had to because I lived so close. So it was really great just being in that kind of environment and being so nearby to so many great opportunities. And then the other thing I think there was a point that I kind of always kind of hold on to, although it seemed minor at the time, was that Suffolk had and probably still does have a job shadow program that I did as a sophomore. It was a one-day job shadow. And it was at the time where I was still kind of exploring what I might want to do and trying to open up to some new possibilities. So I did a job shadow for a one-day program at an advertising firm in downtown Boston. And I left that day and I didn't really love it. I was like, I don't know that I could see myself doing this. I think I might want to check advertising off the list. And I still found that as such a valuable experience because, not everyone's going to realize that in one day, but I didn't spend a whole 6 months in an internship, or I didn't pursue a career and get a major there and get a job in that industry and then decide I didn't like it after college. So I think just what I took away from that is try new things. And even if it's a bad experience, it's a good experience because you realize maybe that's not the direction you want to go in, and it allows you to explore the things you do want. So those are my two biggest things, but what they both have in common is just experience and trying to gain as much of it as possible.
Great. Thank you for that. Yes. And Carolyn just put out the job sharing program that you mentioned actually does still exist at Suffolk for students. So we're very excited about that. Kelly, how about you?
Yeah, I would have to second mostly everything everyone said. I think it's really important to step outside of the box a little bit and do things that you may not be totally comfortable with. You're in a big city, take advantage of that, go out, explore, meet new people. There's tons of things around, tons of museums and historical things that you can use to dig through some interests that you may not know you had. I also think taking advantage of internship programs and work study experiences are really helpful and can give you sort of a foundation for some job skills and some interpersonal skills that are super important for your careers.
So thank you for that. That was really interesting.